Looking back through my spiritual journey, there's a lot of ups and downs. It was not just straight up. It was a lot of trials, and then I'm going through a hard time. I worked through it, and when I worked through that, God brings in more community. I'm originally from Long Beach, California, born and raised.
Let's go. Get out the wagon, what is you saying? 'Cause I am not playing it.
When you're poor in California, you know that you don't have as much as other kids. You can still see the wealth from across the train tracks.
He suffered a lot of struggle inside his family. His childhood was abusive. You didn't really think about what tomorrow or what life after that moment looks like. And you don't have a lot of hope.
Get out the way.
My peers, they were all in gangs. And so when I grew up, I wanted to be a gangster. When I was 13, my goal came into fruition. Being in a gang or how I viewed it, being with my friends gave me a sense of community, gave me a sense of family, a sense of belonging that, growing up, that I lacked in my own household. And there's a silver lining there, and that silver lining is we used to hang out at the park. I realized when I was playing at the park, I was a little bit better than the rest of my peers, and I wanted to hone my skills. The football coach always used to ask me to come out and play. And for years, for the first 3 years, I said no, but actually came out and started playing my junior season, and it worked out.
Those were some stressful times, struggling between two lives of being at a nationally recognized team and then becoming a Christian and just wanting to belong. And God gave him a sense of belonging to something totally different than he had ever thought.
I found Christ when I was drafted to the Eagles. I happened to be in a community of Christian brothers, right? Brian Dawkins, Thomas Dupay, Jason Avant used to invite me to Bible study during camp. And I said no for the first year, but they planted the seed because during that year, it was a really tough year. I ended up going to Bible studies with the team and ended up giving myself to Christ that first year.
Football does have a lot of believers. They have pastors. There's Bible studies. So through just exposure to the Word, God opened his heart to hearing the truth.
I was voted the team rep, and that kind of sparked my interest in finance. We're all blessed with different things. Some people are really good at speaking, some people are really good at a musical instrument. I think my gifts were business.
Any day you wake up, you could be hurt, cut, traded. So it's just like a limited time span, and you're always wondering what's next. And he didn't ever want his best life, to be on the field. So it was always, there's something beyond this.
When I was done playing, I started at Wells Fargo as associate analyst, and then I was recruited to be a hedge fund manager for a fund of funds. Finances are extremely intimate. I mean, people will talk about addictions, people will talk about everything that's going wrong, but finances, people are really guarded, right? One, we find our identity a lot in the statement that comes to you monthly. We find our worth in how much money we have. It means more than just the dollars and what you could actually buy for it.
One of the things that we've observed in the context of our work at Sovereigns and with FDE and FDI is that we all want to be vulnerable in a lot of ways. We're happy to talk about mistakes that we made in our youth, addictions that we may have had. But one of the things that we don't want to talk a lot about is money and wealth, and how do we handle it? How do we steward it? What do we use it for?
he goes into a situation, a meeting about finance, and they really confess their heart to him. And he, I don't want to say he becomes a therapist, but, people just start to open up about the struggles that they're going through. And I think Winston has just a personality where people feel safe with him and trust him.
A faith-driven investor is not passive. I think it's active. I get to actively be in the lives of the families we work with.
I think there's an inherent need that we all have to find community. Sometimes that community is where we live. Sometimes it's the ideas that we're attracted to, or the mission or purpose that we feel like we're on. And I think in Winston, his ability to fuse his personal mission with Dania and their family with the mission of other people, and then the heart that he has to help convene people around not just tackling a problem together and emailing back and forth, but actually coming together over a meal and having a conversation, humanizing the missions that we're on. He's got a special ability to do that.
The faith-driven community to me has really been that community. As men, it's hard to create those deep relationships because you just go to work and you come home and you're with your family, you don't really talk to anyone. That could be really lonely. The faith-driven community to me has also been a place that I could build lasting, deep relationships and be in community with other men with similar values. Some of my best friends are part of that community now. It's something that allows me to get outside of my comfort zone and create those relationships.